Hey you, I'm the Queen of Shade. Welcome to the interview. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, oh, and hit my Cash App to support your favorite content creator. Now let's get to the interview. Mwah.
Let me tell you something. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too.
Salutations, Sufos. This is your fabulous lady, the Queen of Shade, coming at you with another special presentation. Still moving full speed ahead with these conversations. They're not really interviews, they're conversations. And it's a little unique. A lot of people have been writing me because you guys like that style. It's my style. It's something unique to me. So having said that, I have someone that you need to meet at this moment right now. This young man is new to me, so we're going to learn about him together, and we are going to enjoy him because he's a singer, a very good one. So without further ado, I would like to introduce all of you, ladies and gentlemen, to Mr. Kevin Hawkins.
What's going on, y'all?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. You doing all right? I like the
Yeah.
smile. Looks good.
Thank you. You know, it's all mine, and I'm trying to hold on to it. Listen, I'm trying. I had to cut back on candy. You know, I was one of them people I like sugar. So I'm just like, Lord, they done fixed cavities in this daggone mouth, and I'm just like, I'm like, Lord, I'm trying to hold on to them. You know, I'm 39 now, so I turned 40.
You know, black don't crack. So.
Child, but you got to keep it up. It's maintenance. So yeah, like I'll be 40 in September. So I'm just trying to keep these chompers. I'm just like, you know, I try not to eat anything like real hard and crunchy. And
yeah.
So it's all about you today, and we're going to get to know you. And I'm sure that everyone is going to be eager to hear from you because you've been floating around social media for a while now. That's how I found you.
Yeah, I have. I've been talking about about a good 7-8 years.
Yeah. For me, it's been a long time. I've been in this business for 20 years, but I didn't really start to pop as a personality, mentor, singer, all of that stuff. I didn't start to pop until 6 years ago. So out of 20 years, the last 6 have been really good. So, Mr. Hawkins.
Always stay ready.
Right? So you don't have to get ready. So, all right, Mr. Hawkins, tell us all, where are you from? Okay, now you done froze.
Yeah, so I'm from Lancaster, Texas. Oh, I can see you. Can you see me?
Okay, I saw you, but you froze. Like when I said, where are you from? It was just like, I'm like, oh my God. Okay, no, go ahead.
So I'm from Lancaster, Texas. It's like 15, 20 minutes outside of Dallas. So it's a suburb of Dallas. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm going to claim Lancaster all day. Like I claim Dallas for people that don't know where Lancaster is. But yeah, I'm from Lancaster.
Yeah. Did you live there all your life?
My entire life. I lived in, LA for a little bit. And then I went to school like an hour outside of Dallas is Denton, UNT. But Dallas is like born and raised and stuff. So yeah, for sure.
Okay. Are you an only child, Mr. Hawkins?
No, I have 2 brothers. I have an older brother and I have a younger brother. I'm in the middle.
Wow. All boys, 3 boys.
3 boys.
Woo, bless your mother's heart.
Yeah, it's cool though. Like it's cool. Me and my brothers are actually like really, really close. So I love them. But I don't have any kids. They got all the kids. I don't have any kids.
Well, you're an entertainer. You're a performer.
Yeah.
So we know where you spend your time. You don't have the time right now to be rearing, little Hawkins right now,
My nieces and nephews.
Yeah. Mm-mm. So you said you went to school in Texas as well. What was your degree in?
Music education and vocal performance.
Okay.
So I started vocal performance first, and then I went.
Okay. Okay, now see now.
Is the screen freezing over there?
Listen, it's your screen. I'm moving. I'm looking at your screen like what is going
I'm like, I
on?
see you moving, and I'm just like, okay. And the Wi-Fi is like on 5 bars, but keep going. Okay.
That's okay. We're gonna get through it. Okay. So tell us. So you said music. What was it again? Music,
Education and vocal performance.
vocal performance. That's what it was. So tell us when music first entered your life, because I'm thinking, you with your family, three boys, boys are, sports and all of these things. So like when did music first enter your life?
I mean, as far as I can remember, like the early age of 2, that's as far as back as I can remember when I was singing in the choir, like in my granddad's church when I was little.
Oh,
But even though, even though everybody in my family, like whether it's my immediate family or my cousins, did sports,
uh-huh.
everybody either sang or played an instrument.
Wow.
So that's just so my both of my brothers, they played the drums, and then my younger
Wow.
brother played the guitar for a little bit too. But my mom sings, my dad he think he can sing, but he plays the drums, and then my aunts sing, my grandmother sings, and yeah, my aunt plays the piano. We were like the only ones, but I played the trumpet, organ, and the piano. So we were like the only ones that like went for it, and I'm like the only one that just made it at a professional career out of it. But yeah, everybody in the family is musically inclined.
Wow. See, yeah, yeah. My family, it's kind of funny because on my dad's side and my mom's side, I'm the
Mhm.
only one that has had the professional stab at it.
Yeah,
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 it's like, and everybody could sing, everybody. Like me, it was so funny too, because when I went to school, I didn't go to like a performing arts high school. I
hmm
didn't go to that. I went to a college prep high school because my
yeah,
attitude was, I'm not gonna do music because I saw all my other, family members that had tried and didn't succeed. I
mhm,
saw them and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go take care
yeah,
of animals.
yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah. I get it.
yeah. So that's kind of what, changed my trajectory. But when I got into college, there was a lot that happened. I had to be medically withdrawn from college due to mental illness, hereditary mental illness. And
Mhm.
then after dealing with that, it was like, what am I going to do? Like, I was
Yeah,
still very young. I was
yeah,
19, I was 19. So it was like,
yeah,
what am I gonna do? And then the divine said to me, sweetie, you're gonna use what I gave you.
yeah,
And that's what happened. And
yeah.
I've just been cultivating and growing everything and developing everything. So this is the craziest question because I remember for me, but this
Yeah.
is for you. Do you remember the first song you ever sang publicly?
It either was lift every voice and sing.
Uh-huh.
I think it was lift every voice and sing. I don't know what it was. I just they used to just always be like my go-to was to sing the Black National Anthem. Like I don't know why that was. I don't know, and it's Black History Month too. So lift every voice. I don't know, but I that's what I remember. That's what I remember. But that used to be like my go-to song. I don't know. Don't ask me why, but I don't know.
But you know what it is? You sing very beautifully though. You sing
I
very,
appreciate that. I
yeah. What's your
appreciate that.
what's your vocal classification?
Vocal classic, as far as like genre, or are you talking about like
Not
voice?
genre, voice.
All right, I believe it or not, I'm a baritone.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's so funny because people always be like, "No, you a tenor," and it's so funny. This is a true story. When I was in college, my private instructor got so mad at the choir director because he put me as a first tenor, and my voice was transitioning from tenor to baritone, and he got so mad at him. He wrote him like this email, and everything was just like, "You're messing up Kevin's voice," and blah 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 blah. Oh, he was pissed. He was so livid.
Oh,
And so, yeah, I went from tenor to baritone, but I'm a baritone. I
wow.
just over the years like learned how to control that range, but it's my natural. I can't sing in my natural no higher than a. If it's like a really really good day, I can't sing no higher than like a B4.
But you know what's
I'm sorry.
crazy? I've seen you on stage and you just do so many tenor-like things.
Yeah. Well, it's just like over the course of time, like I've just developed a strong falsetto. So some people actually think that like that's my natural. And I'm just like, no, like I can go like my talking voice, like I can go low. Like I can go like super low. But I mean, because the falsetto is so strong and I'm hitting these high notes, they're just like, oh no, you're a tenor. And I'm just like, no, no.
Wow. You know what? I had issues with that in school and vocal classification as well because I'm a mezzo soprano.
Oh, listen, I'm telling you, and that's alto and like regular choir. I'm telling you, like alto, and sopranos get most of the time they get the melody, but I love a great alto because I mean that's the color. That's
Yeah.
the color of the music, So I love it. Like I can sit and talk to you about music all day. Like I just love it.
Yeah, and it's crazy because my range, like my vocal classification is I'm actually a countertenor.
A
Yeah.
countertenor. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a countertenor.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah, it was crazy because they did the same thing to me. It was so crazy because I could carry, especially in church, I could carry the top end very, very easily. But
Yeah.
because I was a boy in
Yeah.
church, they were like, no, he needs to be over here. Put him over here because it doesn't look right over there. But I'm over there and I'm singing everything. And I remember the choir director just being so mean. And she was just like, sing lower, sing tenor, sing tenor.
That's so funny. I don't know if you remember, like, and Corey, this goes back into like music history. They used to snip the boys.
Yes,
This was like way back in like
yes,
Renaissance period. You remember that like
yes,
that? How they used to snip them and to keep their preserve their
yes,
voice and
yes.
you know,
Yes.
crazy
When I
stuff.
first started in 2009 coming to YouTube, because that's what I did. I started on YouTube and I started singing covers and I was singing Mariah Carey, I was singing Whitney Houston, I was singing like all of the greats. And I remember them asking me if I had been castrated. Yeah, I remember them.
Wow.
But they were being mean, but still, because and I got comments like, that's not his voice, or there's a girl in the room with him, and I fought through all of that. And like literally, it didn't make it any better that my computer, like my Wi-Fi speed was slow. So when I went to sing, it looked like it wasn't in sync. So they were just like, I told you, that's not it. That's not him. So like then I got better speed and things like that, and then released
Yeah.
four albums, and now they're like, oh, whatever. Like it's like whatever. I'm like, yeah, I told you I was a counter tenor.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So yeah. So okay. So like I said, you sing very beautifully, and I love you're right. Your ability to change from your full voice to your falsetto is like seamless, effortless. So how long have you been singing professionally?
Professionally, I'm 27 now,
Mhm.
so I would say since I was about 15,
Okay.
for sure. Like, yeah, since I was 15, because I started like definitely accepting professional gigs like around the time of high school, like freshman sophomore year,
You were
and
accepting, you were
now,
accepting, you were accepting professional gigs at 15.
hmm yeah, piano and voice. Yeah,
Wow.
I was. I was just like, well, because I had started taking private lessons at 6, so that's definitely shout out to my parents.
Mhm.
But people would always be like, "Oh, you're gonna be famous and stuff. You're gonna be, blah 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 blah." But I think at a point in time, I knew that I was like further along than a lot of people. Like just as far as like I was keeping up with adults. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just people would be like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but you have kids like that are like proteges. Like I have a young guy in my class right now. He is a freaking wizard, beast on the piano. Like
Wow.
it's ridiculous. And he's in the 7th grade. Yeah.
Wow. You know, I never had a formal vocal lesson,
Really?
not one. I
Wow.
was going to sign when I was younger. I was going to sign with a major record label who shall remain nameless.
Hmm.
But it was out of New York City, and it was a big deal. It was a big deal. It was a huge deal. It was a
Hmm.
life-changing moment for me. And
Hmm.
I remember them, I was in the studio singing, and that they were discovering that my voice was as high and strong as it is. And they said to me, they were like, we like the sound of your voice, so we like its raw quality. So we're not gonna touch that. So what they were telling me was, we're going to send you to a vocal coach, but we want her to help you with stage presence and being able to stand on stage and carry your songs like that.
Yeah.
That's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, so I never had a formal vocal lesson. Mm-mm. Never.
Wow. It's
Mm.
so funny. I took piano before I took any voice lessons.
Mhm.
That was like the first thing that I did was sing. But
Yeah.
yeah, it just it just be like that,
Yeah.
so it's having like natural talent and everything.
Yeah. It's a gift. And that's why it's recognized as such. It's a gift. So, like my thing is, I said, being a full-time musician is difficult,
Hmm.
yet achievable. So
Yeah.
for you, because you're a professional and you also
uh
teach this, what words of wisdom would you grant to an aspiring singer?
I would just tell people, be smart
Mhm.
about how you go about things. I get it. Everybody is just like, I want to chase my dreams and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you have to pay bills.
Yup.
And people are always just like, well, make sure you always have education to fall back on,
Mhm.
and whatever. And believe it or not, I just started teaching like recently.
Mhm.
Like I will always teach like privately, just teaching at a school,
Mhm.
but just being a consultant. And but I have been blessed, and I always tell people, it's not about being I think a lot of times we get in our minds, oh, I'm gonna be Beyonce, I'm gonna be Rihanna,
Mhm.
like it's just like it's okay to be you,
Mhm.
and just like I feel like people, I'm gonna reach that level. And then not to say that it's not achievable, but at the same time, you don't have to be the most famous person to make a good, decent living in music,
Thank you.
you know? But be smart about it and put yourselves in situations that's gonna make you that money where you can live comfortably,
Yeah.
And so when I was in my early 20s, late teens, I took gigs or went to open mics that was, still paying like, oh, here's $50, here's $100. I mean, that's you're trying to build your name up, you know what I'm saying? That's it. But once you've done that, okay, what you doing to get to the next level and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You can't take those $1,500 to get to now you got big boy bills. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You're out of college, you gotta really put, the pedal to the metal and stuff. Like what's the next step?
Yeah.
So I will always tell people just be smart because it's people that I gig with all the time and they're like, man, how are you getting these people to pay you your this kind of money? I'm just like, for one, I know my value,
Yeah.
I know my worth, and it's okay to say no. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times people feel like, well, hey, if this is my price and you can't afford this price, it's just like I'm not gonna disrespect them. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, hey, I'm not doing that. I'll send you to somebody, but like I got mortgages, I got
Yeah.
car notes. You know what I'm saying? Like I got stuff to do. You
Yeah.
know, so and it's just like any other job.
But see, I want to stay there for a second. Like that's what I want. And it's so crazy because I've taken 3 days off and you're my first interview back. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm excited about that because this one is for a lot of people that are under my wings that want to have these kind of careers and they want to work in entertainment. And I love that someone else is saying it and it's not just me because they get to hear it. You're new to me, and that's why I stated that you were new to me, because I wanted them to understand that I'm getting to know you the same as they are at this exact moment.
Yeah.
And I just
Yeah.
find it
Yeah.
so confirming and affirming the fact that you say, you got to be smart about this. See, my thing is, I get a lot of flack in the industry because I'm talented. And they keep saying to me, you need to be in Hollywood. You need to be doing this. You need to be doing that. This is what you should be doing. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. My A&R told me I was crazy. It was just, all the stuff. But for me, I didn't need to be Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing about it is because I knew in my heart what it took for her to be Beyonce. and all the
Absolutely.
sacrifices that she
Absolutely.
had to make, you
Ab-
know? And that's what people are not asking themselves. Okay, I want to be this person. I want to be like this person. You're not watching what you should be watching. You're watching their performances. You're not paying attention to the interviews where they have a moment to tell you, I had to leave high school. I had to do this. I had to do that. I'm on the road. I listened to Beyonce say for a long time she had to take a year off. She took a year off and no one even knew she took a year off.
Yeah.
That's how publicized she was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she said before that, it was the plane, the hotel, the
Tour.
venue, the venue, the hotel, the plane. She never saw the world. She was all over the world and never saw it. And I loved how she said, no, I had to take time for myself because I'm a grown woman now. So that was the second thing that jumped out at me because I'm like, she's been doing this for so many years. Do you know what kind of stress that puts on a person? She had to be very, very, very strong,
Yeah.
and I like, and that's what people don't understand. Like, I started when I was 19, I started as a model. So I got the opportunity to move to Paris. I was there for 6 months. And what I understood was I didn't need to be Naomi Campbell. They taught me that. I didn't need to be Naomi Campbell. What I needed to be was a working model. Naomi, and it was so crazy because people would say, Naomi, she's out there, that let her do her thing. But the rest of us, they're making great money, but not with all of the downfalls and the overexposure of the person. Naomi, for a long time, she sued tabloids. They were, putting personal things out about her. And it's so crazy because as publicized as she was and is, she's actually very private.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
I'm glad that you said that because I want people to understand that I always say there are levels to this and
Hmm.
you can make a very good living on these levels. So get
Yeah.
this, away from music real quick. What do you like to do for fun when you're not singing?
Oh my God. So I like to have a good balance. I love to travel. I
Okay.
really love to travel out of America.
Uh-huh.
I've been to a few countries, Italy, been to Brazil, I've been to India,
Mm-hmm.
just living out just to get to see the way that different people live and
Mm-hmm.
just everything that God has created and just how beautiful the world is.
Mm-hmm.
I love to eat. And I really like, yeah, I do. I love to hang out with my family and my friends. Like my friends are just like they're the greatest, and I'd like to hear my family, like my nephew, my youngest nephew, or my oldest brother. I just love him so much. Like I just, what I'm saying? And those things, those moments are important too, because it's just like everybody, literally with the exception of maybe like one or two people, has kids in my family and
Mm-hmm.
myself, and I'm just like, I choose my career and everything, even though I teach kids, and that's something that like I do get like very emotional about
Mm-hmm.
because uh you want those things and you crave those things and you long for those things. But yeah, outside of music, like just spending time with the people that matter the most to me and traveling the
Yeah.
world and actually like relaxing. And I'm big on taking a vacation. If I feel like, okay, you don't work yourself too much, it's just even 2 to 3 days, what I'm saying? Just whether you're staying at home or you're going to wherever, like I have a vacation coming up here soon and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Portland.
Yeah.
And my friends like, Portland? I was just like, everybody always goes to Atlanta. They always go to New York. They always go to LA. And I'm just like, I just want to be somewhere where it's just scenery, some trees, just chill,
Yeah.
like that's it. That's just me. That's what I like to do.
Yeah. I appreciate that too, because it also it humanizes you.
Hmm.
It makes you realize how, you know, big the world is, how, wonderful it is. Like you get to see the works that God created,
Yeah.
and it's just like you look at that and you're just like, wow, it makes you appreciate your position in the fabric of life.
Yeah.
So
It
that's
definitely does. And I remember when I was in India, like when we would go out to eat or we would see people like living on the streets and stuff, and I was just
mm,
like handing out money and stuff.
yeah.
My friend was like, he was just like, "You're just handing out money and stuff like that." I was just like, this is nothing to us.
Yeah,
Like, I was just like, one of our dollars is worth 71 of their dollars.
yeah.
So if I just handed out a dollar, that's $71 for them. Or if I was saying it like, I would hand out uh like something that would equate to $20 in American money. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, and people would be like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? But my friend be like, people like, but do you hand out money to people in America? And I was just like, yeah, I do from time to time, probably not as often as I should. But at the same time, even the people that are homeless in America have it so much better
Yep.
than these people in other countries. Like you wouldn't even believe,
Right.
and you're like, wow.
Right. And that's another thing that traveling does to you. It
Hmm.
did it to me too. It causes you to be grateful.
Yeah.
Causes you to be grateful for what you have and what you have been given,
Hmm.
and to be appreciative, because there are countries where people are just absolutely starving.
Yeah.
Absolutely starving. So back to music. I've actually seen footage of your performances,
Hmm.
and you are an amazing performer. You are.
Say that.
So you're very welcome. So what would you attribute your amazing showmanship to? Because you have showmanship. You really get out there and you really know.
Um, Watching Beyonce and Usher over the
Woo!
years,
Yeah.
Prince and Bruno Mars. Just for me, I always tell them, and this is I guess is my cocky side, coming out. This ugly, but people don't get to see this too. I was listening to Megan Thee Stallion the other day, and she said, "Y'all love to praise bitches that's doing the minimum," and
Right, right, right.
because it's just like I mean, it is what it is, whatever. I know people going, watch this and just be like, ooh, but it is what it is. But we watch other people, and you know how Beyonce was just like people putting out these little singles and they getting burnt out and stuff.
Yeah,
And I look at sometimes society, and I look at people getting their praises, and I'm totally happy for them.
yeah.
But I look at people, I be like, yo, was that was mediocre as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what? You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
It's just like, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like for me, I'm like, okay, we gotta do this. The vision
Yeah,
and the angles and the way we look, and I'm just like, that old school Janet Jackson, watch their documentary, just like this needs to be over the top. It needs to be good. We need to rehearse for hours, months at a time. Beyonce rehearsed for Coachella like 8 months.
yep,
You know what I'm saying? And I've literally like being in this industry, watch other like people don't like to rehearse. And Beyonce said that too, but I just like when you look at that, I'm be like, bro, come on. Like how you say you want to do this, you should want to rehearse. Like you should be hungry for this. Like how you think people gonna take you seriously or take us seriously or see this, so like when it comes to music, like just the creative side of it, I'm so passionate. But I do have people like my boy Mozart, Marcus Gordon, but he goes by Mozart. Like I'll be like, Marcus, I got an idea. And he'd be like, all right, got you. And he just takes it to another level,
yeah,
and that's just what you're supposed to do. It's just like you're supposed to have people that want to elevate you
yeah.
all around the board. And so, yeah, like that's how I've always been when it comes to performances. So but it definitely started from a young age, church, band, choir, just everything, just all around. So, yeah.
This is off the topic, but what's your birth sign?
Oh, I'm a Gemini.
Oh, that's why.
May
That's
24th.
why. That's why. That's why. I'm a Libra. That air
Yeah.
sign, that air sign. So when you shoot fast and you rarely miss. You rarely miss. That's what it
Yeah.
is. It
Yeah.
is. Some people would say it's perfectionism. I just say it is just fine tuning constantly what
Yeah.
needs to be, what
Yeah.
it is. So
Yeah. For
off,
sure.
yeah, off topic. Do you act?
N- a
You
little bit. I have
should.
in the past,
I was
in
gonna
the
say you
past,
should.
appreciate it. But yeah, I have in the past, some things. But for me, and this is the God's honest truth.
Hmm.
I felt like, hey, let me accomplish what I need to accomplish in music first.
Hmm.
And other people be like, you should model and stuff. And I'm just like,
Hmm.
whatever. But I was just like, you know, it's not to say that I don't want to do those things or I haven't done those things, but music is my lane, and that's not to say that you don't branch off and do other things. But I want to solidify and establish myself hardcore in music before I just start jumping off into what I consider other people's major or other people's, this is their thing. Because I know sometimes I can be get a little antsy about like when I see other people talking about, well, I'm finna put out a song. I was like, bitch, when you start doing music, you know what I'm saying? And you'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Or just people, but you know, it is what it is, or it's just like, um, I feel like for me, like just diving into acting and stuff like that, and just like, and you don't have to, you can't worry about what other people think, but you be having people like, "What you saying? Let me have the acting." You know what I'm saying? And so, whatever. Not to say that doesn't cross my mind, but it does sometimes too. But it's just like if I want to do something, if I want to do that, I have to be just as good as it as I am in music.
Mm.
Just it just got to be like that for me. That's just how I operate.
It's so crazy. I faced that in the industry
Hmm.
because they were saying you want to do too much at once.
Hmm.
Because I just, as a human being, I have more than one gift. I have a lot of gifts.
Yeah.
So I I I faced opposition because it was like, oh, I can act, I can model, I can sing,
Hmm.
I can do a lot of things. I can write, I can do a lot of things. And my start of my brand YouTube that I had back in 2009, I just put all of everything that I could do in one place
Hmm.
and let the world decide which ones they wanted to follow me for.
Yeah. That's true. The people gonna
Surprisingly,
tell
it
you what
was
they want to
good.
see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Say it again. I was talking. Go ahead. Say it again.
Oh no, the people gonna tell you what they want to see.
Yeah.
I've been putting out certain videos or certain stuff, and it may not get as drive the algorithm up as much as I wanted to. But then certain stuff that I might not think I'm like they want to see this, and you post and it's just like, oh my god, this is the best thing, blah blah blah, and it's just like, okay, well, that's what they want to see, so put something else out there like that.
What's so crazy? I don't create like that though.
Yeah,
I create for me, and whatever I create, I put out.
yeah, I understand it too.
Yeah, like I don't, it's not, I'm the vessel, but I also am the visionary.
Hmm.
And if you're going to forge a new path and not a path that somebody was already on,
Hmm.
you got to do your own thing. So, like with my career, I've always been where's he going? There's no path over there. There's no road over there. And then they're like, oh my God, he's building it. Like he's building it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, like, and now it's kind of funny because I look at who I am now, and the acting role is the Queen of Shade.
yeah,
That's the quintessential role. But now everything that I did on YouTube is now a part of her. She
yeah,
does this, she sings, she does, so it's like now that I have that main focal point, now
yeah,
she will bring in all the little components, singing and
yeah,
stuff that she does, speaking and stuff like that.
yeah.
So get this. I love your blonde hair.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. What led you to that choice? And how did it become, or did it become a brilliant way to distinguish you? Like to distinguish you. People said the guy with the blonde hair, he could sing. Like
Yeah, it's so funny. I've been blonde going on almost 2.5 years now,
wow.
and I was
You got
just
a
like,
good stylist, honey, because blonde sometimes take your hair out if you keep dyeing it.
let me tell you something. That's why I've always kept it short.
Right.
That's why I kept it short. And then my brother, he actually told me today, he was just like, "Are you thinning in the head?" And I was just like, but no, I'm just like, I always keep it short, like, and I always keep it just a very low taper,
Yeah.
because I know that the chemicals could, if I was to grow it out, the chemicals could like burn
Yeah.
uh and thin your hair out.
Yeah.
So I always get it. I probably get it done like every other week, but I think I'm gonna eventually start moving to maybe like once a month.
Mm.
Uh, just because I'm too young to for my hair to be receded, and
Yeah,
then
but what's so crazy? The blonde works for you. Like it really is a
that's why I've kept it for so
yeah,
long. I've thought about going back to like, because my natural hair color is sandy brown,
yeah,
and I've thought about just going back to that for a while, just to get my my hair break. But after I did it, everybody was like, "That's your look.
yeah.
That's your look." And there's just like everybody can't pull off blonde, but I've had different like hairstyles. I've done the twist outs. I've done the long ones.
This is it though.
Yeah, but the blonde, everybody's just like, just keep the blonde, just keep the
Yeah,
blonde.
just keep the
I'm like,
blonde.
all right, I'm gonna keep it, but I gotta be smart about it. So I'm gonna start just dyeing it like once a month, just to keep my hair, But I keep it short for a reason, so
Yeah.
it won't hurt.
Yeah. You've been actively releasing music for a couple of years now, these past couple of years.
Yeah,
Can you walk us through your singles and EPs leading up to the release of your album Mixed Emotions and Mixed Emotions Live?
yeah. So 24/7 was my first song. It came out in 2018, and
Mhm.
that mix, I absolutely hated it.
Oh,
Like I absolutely hated it. I was just like, this is not what I wanted it to sound like. And the people though that I, was dealing with at the time, they knew I hated that, mix. But I was testing the waters and stuff, and it wasn't nothing that I believed in. So if you don't believe in something, you ain't gonna push it.
right.
I went and got the mix redone like a year later and freaking fell in love.
Oh,
And so 24/7 was the first one. Then I put out All Night Long. I did this huge single release concert at the House of Blues. That's when my career really started taking off. And
yeah.
then from there, a month later, I was opening up for K Michelle.
Yep.
And then I was on Fox. And then I was on the Oprah Winfrey tour. And things was just really taking off. And then the pandemic had hit. And
Yeah.
I was just, damn. But
Yeah.
I still worked through the pandemic and I actually finished my album. And so All Night Long was actually written by an ex of mine back in I was 22 at the time.
Mhm.
And it was just stuck in my head. And it was just like my ex was celibate at the time.
Mhm.
So I was just like, you know what? I wonder what it would feel like to actually be intimate in that way with this person,
Mhm.
And so that's why we're All Night Long for. And then 24/7 was just like me just talking shit. Just like, this is me. I can be classy, I can be trash, I can be nasty. But it's just like, how like you a chameleon. Like
Yeah.
this is you, this is me, this is me.
Yeah.
And then I came out with a song with my best friend, One For Me, that just talked about like marriage and what I wanted it to be. And then I came out with The One Thing with Mo3. And
Yeah.
that was just like,
Yep.
and then Mo3 got killed a few months later. And he was definitely like the next biggest thing. Like, as far as rap wise,
Oh.
there's like he has like he did a song with Kevin Gates and just Juice World, and his career
Oh.
was just like we're like the same age. Well, he died, but yeah, like everybody was just like, this is a song, and they started playing it on the radio,
Yeah.
and I did the album, and just everything's just been on the up and up, since then. And I always tell people, I'm just like, you know, there's almost 8 billion people in this world. Keep pushing
Yeah.
that song because everybody ain't heard it
Right? Okay.
yet.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm still
Yes.
pushing it, and I came out with the live version because that's where I live at, is live.
Yeah.
That's and then I'm working on the acoustic part now, but I'm actually working on my second album too. So
Yeah.
that is going to be fun. So
I
I
look
can't.
forward to hearing it. I look forward to hearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What would you say, or who would you say is your biggest musical influence?
Oh, that's a tie. That's like four people.
Go ahead, say them all.
That's Beyonce.
I knew that was number one.
Yeah, that's Beyonce, Prince, Whitney Houston, and John Legend.
Ah,
That's all of them combined in one.
yeah. I can kind of hear that in your voice when you sing.
Yeah, I look at Beyonce and Prince for that entertainment factor
Hmm.
and everything. I look at and Prince for that vocal agility,
Yeah,
John for like the piano and the essence of like
yeah,
that, and even Bruno Mars too. And
yeah,
Whitney for that vocal control and that
yeah.
pureness. Every,
She had vocal control. Her voice did what she wanted it to do.
wanted to
Which
do.
was it was so crazy. So here's a follow-up question to your influences. What did you grow up listening to? We've already hit it. You talked about church and things like that. But what did you like? What did you grow up listening to when you were able to say, okay, I'm in control of the radio. This is what I want to hear.
Yeah. When I got in control, well, because we had grew up like listening to my dad loves Prince, so that's why I heard on Prince. I
Oh,
would I would listen to Prince, you know, I would listen to Whitney, I would listen to Beyonce. I think the first CD that I can recall my mom had bought me, I think I was it was the Jackson 5 CD.
oh Lord.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was good. It was ABC.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Jackson 5. And then I remember I got another CD and then I was when I tell you I was a huge fan of I still am of Usher, The
Yeah.
Confessions album, 8701. I remember in the 90s, like listening to that. Like I was like 4 or 5. And then I got the Confessions album. I remember who gave that to me too. And then I remember when I was in 10th, not 10th grade, 5th grade, the Destiny's Child, Destiny's Fulfilled came out in 2004.
Yeah.
And my mom had bought me that album. And I was just like, this is it, you know. And as I got older, like my music, like I love all kind of music, like all genres, you know. But that was definitely like I remember that. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
That was so crazy because my grandmother raised me. So I remember Donna Summer.
Yeah.
I remember Gladys Knight. I remember Aretha. I remember Patty because I'm from Philadelphia. So she was showing, Patty LaBelle is also from Philadelphia. So she was
Yeah.
showing, you know, her love for Patty. But it's
Mhm.
so crazy because my mother, when she was in my life,
Mhm.
Tina Marie was her go-to. So
Yeah.
I remember listening to just all these different, you know, vocalists. But for me, it kind of was so funny and telling because I
Mhm.
listened to women. That's where my voice is anyway. You know,
Yeah.
Anita, Tony Braxton, Whitney.
Yeah.
One thing I love about Whitney that I do in my music is her articulation. You can hear every letter, and
Yeah.
she ends her T's and her
Mhm.
S's. So you can hit, she talked very properly. And that's what I got from Whitney. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yes. So music is truly universal. What
Mhm.
would you say would be the most memorable place that your music has taken you to perform?
Oh, that's a really good. I've never been asked that question before. That's a really good question. Outside of like putting on my own shows,
Mm-hmm.
I will definitely say being on Fox in Los Angeles. That was like a really good experience.
Yeah.
Like it just was. It was just a good day. You know how you have those days in life where you'll be
Yeah.
like, damn,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I just want this to be every day, you
Yeah.
know. And then as far as singing my own music, when I was on the Oprah Winfrey tour, even though I was singing other people's music,
Yeah.
that experience was freaking beautiful.
Yeah. Oprah's quite the woman.
Yeah, that experience, I was just like, and that's the stuff that you live for, you
Yeah.
know. Like I live for the rehearsals too, but that's stuff you live for. That's a really good question. I appreciate
Listen, I
that.
prepared. I prepared
Yeah,
for you
I really
because
appreciate that.
because my thing is this. It's kind of crazy. Like people say I'm crazy, but I do what I can do. And that's the thing. I have a lot of talents. I used to say all the time, you know, people were interviewing me, but I have the
Mhm.
talent to speak to people. I have the
Mhm.
talent to interview. So I'm going to use
Yeah.
every single talent. Oh, someone said
Mhm.
that to me in Paris. You have to use every single talent you have so that you can arise a respected opinion in your field. So I prepared for you. I wanted to make sure that we showcased your music side and your showmanship of that. I wanted to put those two words together. I was like, no, I can't do that. I wanted to say musical showmanship, but it wouldn't come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I prepared because I want people to take away from this interview conversation. I want them to take away a need to hear you, you know, because when I heard you, I was just like, oh my God, like it was so beautiful. And I was like, boy, you better sing. Like it, like for real, like that was my reaction, my
Yeah.
first reaction. I was like, boy, you better sing. And it was live too. And I'm like, oh, he one of them singers. He can sing live. And it's so great. So get this. I have a question. I have a question that wasn't planned in this for me to ask, but it just popped into my head. What kept you from doing the American Idols, the American Got Talent, the Four, the show, The Voice? What kept you away from those types of shows?
Yeah, it's not that I haven't auditioned,
Okay.
you know, or the producers haven't called. It just wasn't. That's not my. I don't think God set that as that's the.
Your avenue.
Yeah, that's not my avenue.
Yeah.
And me just doing it myself has worked out. It's just so much better. So I've definitely tried. I tell
Mhm.
people all the time, and I actually wrote a status about that like probably a year ago. But yeah, that just wasn't the avenue for me.
Mhm.
And it's just like, well, this is not working, so you're gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy because you go to those auditions, and I'm
Mhm.
telling you, these people are like, well, you're not what we're really looking for. It's like, well, what are you looking for?
Exactly.
Because these people in here are singing.
Right.
Is this a singing competition or not? Because you will be in those audition rooms, it will people be blowing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you got to be Jennifer Hudson or whatever, like a powerhouse. It will people that will have the most unique voices, and they will get skipped right over, and you will be like, "What the heck?" Like I don't. You people are crazy. Like what is going on? But like yeah,
I got some craziness for you. They put Jennifer Hudson off the show, and then she went on to win her Oscar. So
yeah, that's
she
true.
wasn't what they were looking for either. But
Yeah,
I slept outside for 2 days in New York City with my best friend to audition for
mhm,
American Idol. We saw preliminary judges. We didn't
yeah,
see Randy and Paula and Simon. We didn't see them. It was preliminary. It was the same year Fantasia won. And Fantasia and I kind of have similarities in our timbre. So I just was like, wow, okay. So I was dismissed because the preliminary judge said to me that I didn't look him in the eyes when I was singing.
yeah. They say whatever, and it's just like, but it's sometimes, especially if the room is packed, it's like they want you to sing. They give you like 8 to 20 seconds. I'm just
Oh,
like, well, what the hell you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, because you in your head, it's like, do I start at the best part, or do I build up to that? And by the time I'm building up, it's just like, okay, next.
ah, right. I
Yeah.
remember them coming out into the forum. And I remember, like, and this was the thing. I walked up. I had come from Philadelphia. We took the tour bus up there to New York, to the big place where it was. And I remember, literally, I was a model. So I literally walked up and Fox 5 threw their camera and their microphone in my face. Because- yeah, because of my look.
Yeah.
So and then was like, sing something. And then get this, they aired it in Times Square.
Yeah.
I had people come to me and was like, I hope you do well because you were seen in Times Square last night on the news and
Yeah.
it let you sing and they let me sing. And I sang Kelly Price, Take Me to a Dream. And
Hmm.
it wasn't a song that was really like well known from her, but
Yeah.
it was my favorite because lay me down and take me to a dream. Love of my life, you are sunlight, my shining star, all of the world to me, all I will ever need. Like that song, it was a
Yeah.
lullaby, but it was so beautiful, and they let me sing it. And then I got dismissed, and and so they were like, "But we saw like for years, people were
Yeah.
like,
And,
I
and that's
saw you."
another. Yeah, that's another trick of the trade, though.
Yeah,
Don't sing popular songs.
yeah,
That
yep,
sing songs. They want to see what you are as an artist. But when you get on the show, though, the actual show,
yep,
of course you're gonna hear all the popular songs.
but
But
yep,
don't sing the songs that everybody is going to sing.
yep,
Don't sing Ordinary People. Don't sing
nope.
All of Me. Don't sing Hello. Don't
Sing
sing
nothing popular.
Hello. Yeah.
Yep,
Don't
sing nothing popular.
sing. They want to hear something fresh.
Yep.
Or you could sing something popular, that people would know, but they necessarily wouldn't always sing.
Oh,
you know.
and I'm such a branding tycoon.
Yeah.
So I turned around and I sang Kelly Price, Take Me to a Dream. It got on television. Fox 5 covered it. And when I went into the audition, I sang the same exact damn song because I knew they had seen it. Branding. I was about branding back then. I'm like, listen here. You go and listen. So listen, what do you want people to connect with most in your music and in your artistry? What do you want people to be able to connect with you? Like what would, like, classify yourself? Like for me, I'll go first so you can understand what I mean. For me, I've had a really tough life. It's been tough in my career and in my personal life. So my music, I share my pain. I share the sadness, but I don't want you to be sad. I use up-tempo beats so that you will dance to my pain. You will dance over my pain and realize that I got through it. And if I got through it, you could get through it. So what do you want people to connect with most with your music? My nose is just a running job.
Oh no, you're okay. I want people to connect with the authenticity
Mhm.
and the vulnerable aspect of me, because like when I'm singing, like this is I don't I write. I'm singing
Yeah,
about stuff that I have actually went through.
exactly.
And I'm just like, whether it's like if I'm crying or I'm just a sad song, it's just like, okay, this is my sad song. It's gonna help you get through those sad times. It's gonna help you get through those happy times. That's why I named the album Mixed Emotions, because I just felt like I was all over the place. So I was
Mhm.
just like, oh, mixed emotions, whatever.
Great
But this is
title,
just
great title, mind you.
thank you. That's just what it is, and it's just like loving yourself, but it's just like the authenticity of it all, and just like even comparing. People tell me all the time, thank you for keeping R&B alive,
Yeah,
but I'm just like, I love the traditional R&B of the 90s, so I did put some of that in there, but at the same time we are in 20 at the time of 2020, so I'm just like, I do have to make some of the stuff current too,
right.
just having that balance. But yeah, just the authenticity and just being me being vulnerable. And I think with this next project I'm coming out with, I'm definitely going to be super vulnerable.
Oh,
But it's just like, hey, I'm going through the same stuff that you go through.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I'm going through the exact same stuff that you go through. I have feelings just like you.
yeah.
And I feel like, we get so caught up on social media
Mhm.
and stuff, and just people, be like, I've even heard people be like, you don't have a thing to worry about. I'd be like, oh no, oh no. Like if
Yeah,
you only knew, what I'm saying? It's just like I have been through some serious stuff,
yeah,
but I'm here to tell the testimony.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I have another question that wasn't planned. They're just coming to me
Yeah.
as you. Are you a man of faith? Are you someone that holds very, very dearly to your upbringing of church and God?
Yeah. So my dad is a pastor.
Hmm.
My mom's first lady. So I would definitely say that I grew up under more conservative, more black conservative and stuff.
Yeah,
But that's not to say my parents have not allowed me to live my own life,
right.
especially, as a young child. But
Yeah,
now as a grown man, like I've, lived my life, I've had my experiences, sexually,
yeah,
whatever. And it is what it is, what I'm saying? But it's just like it just makes me human and stuff. And I'm not ashamed of anything,
yeah,
so it's life, it's my right to live and do whatever I want to do. And yeah, but at the same time, it's just like just because I don't do what you do doesn't mean that God loves me any less.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Like I'm still just as close to God. I love God and he loved me too.
yeah,
you know
yeah,
so yeah, yeah, for
yeah.
sure. And
Abs-
sometimes I do, and this is like something that I always talked about my friends, especially when I'm on planes, like, and I'm on long trips, like I always love the window seat. I know people like to look at the window and stuff like that, But I'll look at the window and be in the clouds, and I just be crying.
Yeah.
You know, you be like, cause you be amazed. You know what I'm saying? Just be, you just think about stuff. The best time to cry is on a plane.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. I
that's just me.
agree. I agree. I'll never forget the first time I went to France and literally flying over the Atlantic. And then I woke up. I left at night. So we were getting close and the sun was coming up. And
Yeah,
I woke up and it was nothing. Everybody else was still sleeping. There was nothing but silence out the window and the clouds were below us. And I just
yeah.
was like, and it's crazy because then I said to myself, I know why what Naomi Campbell meant. She said the time she felt the most calm was on the plane. You know, that
Mhm.
in one of her interviews, she was recorded for saying that. And I understood that day. I said, it's absolutely beautiful up here. Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely beautiful. So give me 3 words that inspire you.
2 words. Ambition. I would say inspiration, but that's a part of inspire. But ambition, um, hard work,
Hmm.
and truth.
Okay. Truth. You said ambition,
And
hard work,
truth.
and truth. All right. Yeah. Those
Mhm.
are good words. Tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, so you can find me at K Hawk Music, KHAWK Music on Instagram. And then Facebook is Kevin Hawkins. And then I'd rather be on TikTok. TikTok. Was it TikTok? TikTok.
He said
TikTok.
TikTok.
I said TikTok.
You said TikTok.
K Hawk Music. Yeah, I got TikTok. TikTok. K-Hawk Music on TikTok, and then but I'm really on Instagram and Facebook all the time. And then my YouTube channel is Kevin Hawkins. And download my album Mixed Emotions and Mixed Emotions Live. It's out right now. And Scream and Dream with Shy featuring Kevin Hawkins. I promise you, like, best thing ever.
Listen, you're going to send me all the links anyway, and I'm going to just put them under this video because this video is
I
going to go
got
on
you.
YouTube and all of that. Mr. Kevin Hawkins, I would like to thank you for taking this opportunity to speak to me.
Yeah,
You survived. How do you feel?
I had a good time.
You got a good
I
time?
feel good because the conversation was flowing and everything. I felt good. I had a good time.
Good. See, you have now been exposed to the Queen of Shade effect. The Queen of Shade effect. Yes, you have now had the Queen of Shade effect. She is
Yeah,
not as shady as people would like you to think that she is.
yeah,
She's actually more empowering and uplifting.
yeah.
I really just want to say thank you. And I want you to hear from me. Continue your course because it's going to be and continue to be amazing for you. There are so many great things coming your way. And I like saying that to you because you said one of your words was hard work. So as long as you are willing to do the work, you'll reap the rewards of such work or said work. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much. So don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, you have
yeah,
heard the
I
vocal
got
stylings of Mr. Kevin Hawkins, singer extraordinaire. All right, say goodbye, but don't click off.
you. Yo, I got you.
All right, hold on. So did you enjoy? I hope you did. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and don't forget to cash at me at the Queen of Shade. I am your favorite content creator, right? Right. You want to see more of this content, right? Right. Cash at me. I love you. Mwah.
I got my black stilettos on. Don't you make me take them